Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Transformers Dark of the Moon, starring Shia LaBeouf, Josh Duhamel, Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, John Turturro, and Hugo Weaving, and directed by Michael Bay. Let's hope it's better than the last one, so I suggest myself getting into it. The opening sequence with the war for Cybertron being set in the year 1961, and the same year Neil Armstrong and the Apollo 11 mission land and start going to the moon and discover an Autobot ship, is a better opening than a 17,000 BC. Rosie Huntington-Whiteley's Carly is the replacement for Megan Fox's Michaela. Also, they call Michaela mean. Yeah, nice callback there, Bay. Bay feels like putting Star Trek references in a Transformers movie. For example, Wheelie is watching the episode where Spock goes nuts. Another example is Michael Bay's cousin Susan is married to Spock himself, Leonard Nimoy, in that series anyways, and is in this movie as the voice of Sentinel Prime, who is the main villain, and we don't find that out until later in the movie. Sorry, I had to ruin it this early. I wasn't too comfortable for the opening fight between Optimus and Shockwave taking place in Chernobyl, which is Russia, by the way. Like, did we really need to set place in Chernobyl after it's how sad and scary that place is? Bay. Kevin Dunn is a downer character because he's so negative to his son Sam, played by Shia LaBeouf. While Sam is getting interviewed, in one interview he says, "We like to keep this place Republican office." It's like, why does he show his hand on his view as a Republican? That's been a problem with you, Bay. I love how there's Oscar winners like John Malkovich, Frances McDormand, and John Turturro to muck this series up. While Megatron is rotting after the events of Revenge of the Fallen, the little bird transformer is killing off a family, which is disturbing but terrible scene. Just terrible. Wang, played by Ken Jeong from the Hangover trilogy, is really an annoying character the whole time he's on screen, and I'm glad he died when he did. Shia LaBeouf screams a hell of a lot in this movie, and really gets on my nerves throughout the whole frickin' movie. And Alan Tudyk's character an army guy or a killer before this movie? Because something tells me he was. The mother is very irritating in this movie like last time. The robot arm is telling Sam to ask Optimus about the next move by the Autobots is rather a Bazy thing to do to get Sam some attention. Dylan Gould, played by Patrick Dempsey, captures Carly and hangs on to her at Trump's tower, and Bay is Republican. Is this ringing any bells? Like, am I the only one thinking Michael Bay got Trump in to be president after this movie in 13 Hours from last year? The movie about Benghazi. Are you freaking kidding me, Bay? When the robot arm is on Sam's arm earlier in the film, we were shown the Autobots left. But nope, Optimus and Sam are in Chicago to destroy the Decepticons and blowing up the city. Sentinel hits Megatron like he's his bitch, like military guys, when Megatron doesn't believe it, until Carly has to tell him that by the end of it. The slow motion Lennox's team of military guys jumping off an airplane, I thought to myself, Bay just insists on doing those slow motion shots, and gives people a headache and makes noise to annoy people who wants to watch a good movie out of it. The fight in Chicago is really ridiculous, noisy, and Bazy. The fight between Optimus and Sentinel Prime was an okay fight. It's just a so-so fight for me until Megatron comes in. How does Optimus thank Megatron for saving his life? He just kills him like he's nothing, even though they're enemies. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 4.8 out of 10. This is so much better than the second film, but it raises more questions than it answers. At this moment, I didn't like the movie. And I'll be back next week for the Age of Extinction, and I got 2 more Transformers movies to go to see if it'll be mind-numbing. And until next time, roll out.